Hey guys, I want to show you a guaranteed way to get first place in a victory in Blackout. This does require the helicopter, and then you need to pick up some things around the map to help guarantee this victory. I'll show you guys all the things you need, and you don't have to have all of them, but I'll just show you guys what has worked for us. This also helps to unlock the characters that need first place. I know a lot of people have been using this for that. I also want to give a huge shout out to Jay Stone. I saw this on his channel. I don't know if he's the founder, but he did a really good job explaining it. I went in and tried it. It is a lot of fun, so I wanted to show it to you guys. Again, this is really good for unlocking characters, so if you want to go pick up the items that you need in your inventory to unlock certain characters, you can certainly do that. There's some other things you can pick up around the map that are going to guarantee you that top place. But if you don't get these items, you're guaranteed second place. So if you have characters that you want to unlock that require second or third, you'll definitely get it with this method. The two items that we used to guarantee us a victory every time was one trauma kit and then the perk that's called Outlander. The trauma kit is a must, and you probably want to have like a med kit or some bandages also. You don't have to have med kits, but you probably want to have at least one more healing item on you. The Outlander perk keeps you from taking full damage from the circle, and normally you take 50 damage at a time. This slows it down so you only take 25 damage. What you're trying to do is beef up your health enough so that you can survive the people that are on the ground that are also taking damage from the circle. There's been an instance where we won a match with just a trauma kit and didn't have Outlander, but if you can find Outlander, that's going to guarantee you a win. If you don't have it, then you have a pretty good chance of winning with just a trauma kit. There's other perks on the map that might be useful as well, like the medic and also consumer. Medic allows you to heal faster, and so does consumer. So if you just have like a bunch of med kits and bandages and not a trauma kit, that combination may work. But for the most optimal setup, you want a trauma kit and Outlander. That's going to guarantee you the victory. So once you've looted and got the items that you think's going to help, then you want to find a helicopter. And then at this point, you need to do a small little step that's going to allow you to bypass the sky barrier and go up extremely high where nobody can see you. All you have to do is get into a helicopter and get really steady where it's not moving. You want to exit the helicopter, look to the right, and then enter the helicopter while you're still in midair. Now, you only want to hover about 20 to 30 feet off the ground. If you go too high and you exit the helicopter, it's going to make you wingsuit out, and that's what you don't want. So right there, I tried to do it, but I was too high off the ground, so it wingsuited me. So you don't want that. So get back into the helicopter, and again, go just high enough where you're about 20 to 30 feet. You want to hold square to exit the helicopter, then slightly look to the right really quickly, and then hold square to get back in it. So square to exit the helicopter, look slightly to the right for a second, and then hit square again. It's going to allow you to jump back in it and pilot it. And at this point, this helicopter can go past that low sky barrier. Now there's a few rules at this point so that you don't crash the helicopter, lose control, or smash into the really high sky barrier and blow up the helicopter. So if you've done this correctly, then yes, you can ascend extremely high. Right here you can see how high I am. You're much higher than even the cargo plane, and you can see the cargo plane about to fly by. Once you see that you're about this height above that cargo plane, then you know that, yeah, you're about as maxed out as you can go. There's a trick to know when you've reached the very top sky barrier, and you don't want to run into it because it will make you lose control of the helicopter or you'll blow up. The way to avoid this is to look all the way down at the helicopter and then ascend up with the right trigger. And when you get close to that sky barrier, the helicopter is going to start to zoom in. So you want to stop there, hit left trigger so you don't hit the sky barrier. If you do like I did right here, you're going to lose control of the helicopter. You can gain control by switching seats 3 times, and my option was R3. So I kept hitting R3 until I was back in the pilot seat, and then you can control it again and then start going back up. If you're trying to get to the very top of the sky barrier and you barely bump it, yeah, you're going to lose control. But if you're ascending really, really rapidly and you slam into that sky barrier, you will explode the helicopter and everybody on it will die. So when you're at the top of the sky barrier, you're pretty high up and it's really hard for people to see you, but they still can see you. And you can see right here that I've got my teammates on the helicopter. They're almost to the top of the sky barrier and they look like just a tiny black dot. Now, guns may not be able to affect the helicopter from the ground, but missiles sometimes certainly can. There's been a couple of games where we were really high up, we thought we were at the top of the sky barrier, but we were getting hit with missiles. So just be aware that that can happen to you if you're up here. And also, if you're down on the ground, just look up. See if you see anybody up there, try a missile at them. You might be able to get them. There might be some games where you encounter other people up here with you. This seems to be becoming more and more popular. So yeah, you might encounter some other people trying to do this as well. So once you've been up here enough to get the circle closer to you, and it gets to this point right here, you're going to see malfunction come on the screen. This malfunction is not going to hurt the helicopter, but it will make you lose control, and the helicopter will start spinning out of control. And a lot of the times you can use the thumbsticks to just correct it, but sometimes it might make you lose control so bad that you have to switch seats and rotate around until you're back in the pilot seat and then regain control. Most of the time it will just make the helicopter spin out of control, and it will do it 3 times. So it'll start spinning, you'll regain control, it will do it again, and then again. In this game, it just made me lose complete control, so I had to switch to each seat until I was back in the pilot seat. So what you're hoping for is just it to make you spin out of control a little bit 3 times instead of completely like spiraling down. Also, the health of the helicopter doesn't need to be that great. You can be smoking and on fire and very close to having the helicopter blow up, and you'll be fine. You'll still be able to survive all the way to the end. One thing to know is that as you ascend to the top of the sky barrier and you wait for that circle to close in, the helicopter is going to slowly descend, so you have to keep feathering right trigger to keep the height on the helicopter and to keep it high up. So for you and your team to survive and hopefully take first place, you only need 1 person on this helicopter to have really good health and hopefully the Outlander or maybe the medic or the consumer perk. Right here is a passenger view, and this setup is a trauma kit ready to go, and then also Outlander as a perk. When the circle starts to get really close and you're about to start taking damage, you want to trigger the Outlander perk. It gives you 3 minutes, so that's definitely plenty of time. As soon as you start taking damage, you can watch your health go down. If you have Outlander on, it's only going to go down 25 at a time. So right about here, you want to use that trauma kit, get that extra health. And then if you have more health on you, I had just a bandage. I started using that. I didn't really even need it because we'd already won at that point and had more health than the other people on the ground. Again, the Outlander is not 100% necessary, but it can really help to guarantee you that win. In this game right here, the passenger only had 2 trauma kits and they were able to survive without any perks. You can do this solo, but you can't heal yourself as a pilot, so you have to switch seats at the last minute and be a passenger and then start using your heals. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next video.